Hello guys, this is a CTF write-up for Crypto 1 to 10. I'm gonna show you how we can solve them using advanced tools and our own knowledge on cryptography. Over here we have ASCII. To solve for ASCII, we just need to search on Google how to convert ASCII to text, or we can use Linux, some function on Linux to solve them. If we look over here, this is a good website, just a normal website searched online. Just write in the ASCII on this side, and over here you'll find the character representation of the ASCII, and then you will, to solve these challenges, you need to find a key for them. So for example here, the key for this challenge is cryptography, so just copy cryptography and place it over there. The flag will be cryptography. Now let's look at Crypto 2. In Crypto 2 you have here what's called the hexadecimal representation of the characters. For example, x7 is something, and for example 6f is something. It's usually from 0 to 9 and from A to F. If you have these values, then you know this is a hexadecimal. You just need to copy the hexadecimal and go to a website that converts hexadecimal to text, and the key for this one will be overthrow. Just copy overthrow, and over there it's the key is overthrow. Now we look at crypto number 3 over here. For crypto number 3, it's what's called the binary representation of text. For example, binary, it's like these how many letters? Usually it's like 4. I think 4. It's like one letter, and all of these, whole thing is gonna be a bunch of letters. I think either 16 or the other way around. Anyways, you just copy it and find. You have this website. It's Scripty. It's a good website. You just need to remove the one in between. Maybe you can restart and I can show you what do I mean. For example, over here you can just remove the thing in between. Usually that's for substitution and Vinger cipher or CSAW cipher. You just need to replace the text with bytes. We convert this to hexadecimal and done, so we can have all them next to each other instead of like all spaced out. Just go over here, copy the whole thing, paste it, and you'll find the text representation of it. Over here we just need to look for the key. The key for the next week is gonna be resistance, of course. So this answer for this is just resistance. Now we just go to crypto number 4. Let's see what we have. Okay, crypto number 4, this one is like very easy. Just when you see at the end of it equal, you know the whole thing is gonna be base 64. If it's like one equal or just random kind of garbage, sometimes you can like pinpoint this is actually base 64. After if you look at multiple cryptography or any type of CTF competition, CTF problems, you will just figure it out easily without having to look at it. Just go to any website that has a base 64 decoder, and just you'll find the decode of it. We use infiltration. The key will be infiltration without a space, of course. Now for now I think this will be the new stuff. The one from Crypto 5 till 10 is gonna be the same kind of idea. Over here, this is called either CSAW cipher or what's called ROT 6. Over here, you can see over here. One second. These kind of these are called substitution ciphers. So usually these things either can be affine cipher, ROT 13, CSAW cipher, where you need to like put them on. Maybe this is, I'm not sure if this is a CSAW cipher. You just need to like look it around, or like search if there is something different sometimes. However, for us, we usually in the old days we just look at it and try to use kind of analysis. We just need to like look for words. For example, JR, we can think of JR as is, so J will be I, and we replace every J with an I. If we look over here, this website is very good for this type of analysis. We just need to put in the what's that? We just need to put in the encrypted text and just look for manual decryption over here. Then we just go on every letter that we think. For example, J is I and R is, and we just need to manually figure out what will be the rest of the characters and stuff like that. However, this was back in 2011, so back in 2011 there was not appropriate tools to solve these like in a second. Now there's a tool that I recently found while searching online how to solve these easier than using manual or just looking for answers. Um, this tool actually solved everything for me, every single one of them. As long as you know, as long as you have this tool, you can solve any substitution cipher. It's not 100%, however, it's very very accurate, and you can solve the rest like basically like fast. So when we take this, we just go to this side. This side is called Gabula.d substitution solver. Over here you can just paste it and break the cipher. That's it. You don't need to do anything manual. It just decrypts the cipher. So for this one, the key is obfuscated. For Crypto5, it's obfuscated. Now we go to Crypto6. The same thing. It has the same idea. Either you do it manually or just copy it. However, if you you only do it manually when it's like if this site fails, you do it manually. But since we have this site and خلاص يعني back in the days, it's not like efficient. If you don't have the time to look on to do it manually. Over here, the key for this one will be Madnik. No, however here Mandinik, I thought the word is like incorrect because over here we have D and here we have around. So basically it's not, as I said, efficient enough, although it says here 100%, like very good. However, so what we need to do is over here we change the D, every D to a K, every D over here. I figured out after I got this incorrect the first time, then I put the C over here. So basically the key is mankind. Now we go to Crypto7. Crypto7 is the same idea. Just copy and paste it over here and just break the cipher in a second. It all takes a second. Over here the key is generation, and just paste generation. Now Crypto8, same idea. Just copy and paste. Oops, there we go. And the key will be Polygon. Then we have 8, the same idea. All of them are the same idea except for I think number 6 or 5. One of them had an issue. Just don't copy paste. You just have to focus a little bit to see if it's actually converted correctly. Over here it's Polygon. I think I came again for it. Okay, Crypto9, the same idea. Now over here the key will be Fox. See over here, V is not correct. So instead of V and E, which is W, look for another W over here. It's gonna be X, XE. Well, basically it's not. It's a we. No, we do not. Yeah. And finally 10. 10 is a bit different than the previous, because once we decrypt it, over here it says this will be our last submission. We have all received our assignments, your assignments. If you are able to complete your task, reply back to us using the keyword from the encryption algorithm as your key. Just remember that this is all for the greater good. Well, basically what we're doing here is that we are looking for decryption algorithm to decrypt this. However, we're not doing it manually. That's why we're not finding a decryption algorithm. We're decrypting the whole thing automatically. So therefore they're giving us the decryption algorithm. Now we need to find an encryption algorithm that when we put the encryption algorithm with this text, it will give us this text. So here's the idea. So the encryption algorithm is gonna be our key. How can we find it from this table over here? It's pretty easy. I found a website that I can like compare the two, so I can like have a better view and see it. So over here you just need to look at, for example, you have to put them in alphabetical order from A to Z, and every A on this line, every letter on this line, just take the opposite side of it. For example, over here we have A. At the beginning we have A, then we take F. So then after A we have B. We look for B over here. B, it's an I, so we just press an I over here. Then we look for a C. C, it's an N, and press an N all the way to now. Like for example here V. We look for a V over here. We look for a V. It's an R. So over here it's an R. Then you just copy the whole thing, and then you just the whole thing like in FINA, the whole thing like the till the end, and just paste it here, and you'll have the flag. That's all. That's how you solve all of them. Pretty simple. Everything can be solved with this website instead of doing it manually, of course. Always search for tools if you cannot do it manually.